Welcome to the hottest movie review on the internet today, the A-List Review. I'm your host, the Game Changer, Wes Troop. And this time we are headed back in our mint-flavored time machine to the year 1964 to look at the film that won Best Picture as well as many other awards that year. It's a musical starring Audrey Hepburn, my review of the 1964 musical film, My Fair Lady, coming up now. In early 1900s London, Henry Higgins, a confirmed bachelor and professor of phonetics, and his new friend and fellow phonetics expert, Colonel Pickering, are approached by a young woman named Eliza Doolittle who tries to sell them flowers. Appalled by her strong Cockney accent, Higgins claims he can teach anyone to speak in a civilized manner and could pass them off as a duke or duchess. Eliza shows up at Higgins' house the next morning, hoping for lessons, and Higgins agrees, with Pickering saying he'll cover all of the expenses if they succeed. Eliza is taught night and day, and finally pulls off talking in a high society accent. But will the trio be able to pass Eliza off as a socialite at the embassy ball? So what did I think of My Fair Lady? I thought it's a marvelous musical. It's adapted from the 1953 musical of the same name, which in turn is based on the 1913 stage play by George Bernard Shaw, Pygmalion. The film was directed by George Cukor, best known for directing pictures such as The Philadelphia Story, Gaslight, Born Yesterday, and his rendition of A Star is Born. My Fair Lady had its premiere at the Criterion Theater in New York on October 21st, 1964. The sets and scenery here look terrific, and the costumes are fantastic. One of the most interesting aspects of the film is the relationship between Higgins and Eliza, and I like that it's more of a friendship than anything romantic. The two definitely have moments where they appreciate each other, but the next day they could hate or despise one another based on what the other says. Higgins tends to talk down to his student and isn't afraid to insult her to her face either. As Eliza becomes more of an independent woman, it gets intriguing as well, as she begins to take less of her teacher's antics. When everyone doesn't acknowledge Eliza's successes, but literally sing and dance about their own, the duo have quite a fallout. There's also a subplot featuring Eliza's father, Alfred, a dustman, who wants money from Higgins for his daughter's time, which is quite enjoyable. There are a number of laugh-out-loud moments and very funny material throughout, such as seeing Eliza trying some interesting methods to lose her accent, having a rather large misstep at her first outing at a race course, and of course what happens to her at the embassy ball, dealing with someone who's said to easily be able to detect a fraud. The film clocks in at about 3 hours, but goes by pretty quickly, and even has a 10-minute intermission. The 25 musical numbers are quite memorable, with a handful of famous songs, including Wouldn't It Be Loverly, I Could Have Danced All Night, and Get Me to the Church on Time. Excellent performances by the cast, starring Audrey Hepburn as Eliza Doolittle, the poor flower saleswoman who's trained to act and speak like an aristocrat. The role in the stage musical had originally been played by Julie Andrews, who was passed up for Hepburn. Things turned out fine for Julie, though, because it freed up her time to play Mary Poppins. Because Audrey's singing voice was called inadequate, her singing voice was dubbed by Marnie Nixon, who sang all of the songs except Just You Wait. Rex Harrison reprises his role from the stage musical as Professor Henry Higgins, the arrogant phonetics expert who makes it his mission to work with Eliza. Also included Wilfred Hyde-White as Colonel Hugh Pickering, Higgins' friend who's in on the wager and helps Eliza with her lessons, Stanley Halloway as Alfred P. Doolittle, Eliza's father, and Gladys Cooper as Mrs. Higgins, Henry's mother who isn't always a fan of his actions. My Fair Lady was nominated for 12 Academy Awards, including Best Film Editing, Best Screenplay, based on another medium, Best Supporting Actress for Cooper, and Best Supporting Actor for Halloway. The film won 8 Oscars: Best Sound, Scoring of Music, Costume Design, Cinematography, Art Direction, Best Actor for Harrison, Best Director for Cukor, and, of course, Best Picture. In 2018, the film was selected to enter the National Film Registry by the Library of Congress. My Fair Lady is a wonderful film that gives us spectacular performances and show-stopping musical numbers and continues to be one of the most popular musicals of all time. Number-wise, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10, which gives it the A-list rating of A-list approved. That's right, it gets the A-list seal of approval. Alright, well that's the show. I'll be back with another review very soon. But until then, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe right here on YouTube. YouTube.com/Westside515. Like the show on Facebook, Facebook.com/WestTroupeAlist. And of course, you can follow me on the Instagram and Letterboxd at WestAlist. Until next time, Troop out.